going off Ben Roethlisberger, talking about Kenny Pickett's kind of development as a Pittsburgh Steeler and the early time of Kenny Pickett being the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and what Ben Roethlisberger, the quarterback for the last 16 years of the Pittsburgh Steelers, thought about it as it was unfolding. This is from the podcast Footballin' with Ben Roethlisberger. It is an incredible podcast.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger is so transparent about everything. Has always been too transparent, potentially, at all costs.
A lot of stuff.
But when it comes to being a podcast host, it's an amazing thing.
Oh, yeah.
Crush it.
This show is awesome. Ben Roethlisberger is a certified Hall of Famer. Ben Roethlisberger, in some people's eyes, greatest Steeler of all time.
That's right.
So him doing a podcast and being so open is amazing. Here's him being very open about Kenny Pickett and his thoughts about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be completely honest. Like, and I'll be super transparent here, and I'm going to get blasted. I probably shouldn't say this.
He knew.
Yeah,
I mean, who cares at this point?
Not him.
I wouldn't say that I wanted
Good basement.
Kenny to necessarily fail, but like, you know, when someone comes to replace you, and you're like, you know, I still feel like I had it. Like, I hope he doesn't come like ball out, because then it's like Ben who, right?
Right.
But honestly, I think as you started playing, and like I found myself rooting more and more for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we sat down here and watched games, and we were high-fiving, going nuts when you were like leading the team and doing things, you know, and running and doing some of the trying to fight people, all that stuff. Like,
That was my favorite, by the way.
Yeah.
I was like, you better swing on that fool.
Yeah, but and so I feel bad, and I know I came on this show and said that I forget how I said it, but I like apologized to you for not knowing how good he was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't know. I had no idea. I didn't know that you were the runner that you were. I just didn't know what was going to happen. I wasn't aware, and I was pleasantly surprised. I'm glad that I was wrong in the sense of where I had you. I thought you'd be a quarterback that was good, that was going to come in. I think you're the future of this team. I really do, and I think they got, you know, the fans should be lucky. They are lucky they got you. But that's what I'm going to say. I'll say I was early on. I didn't want him to succeed because I didn't want him. You know, they followed me up. I didn't want it to happen. I think that's probably the selfishness of me, and I feel bad for it. But as it went on, as the season went on, he got into like this third game playing. I was rooting for him.
Yeah.
I was excited for you, and I wanted you to succeed. I wanted you to win the games. I wanted you to get to the playoffs. And so I feel bad that I felt that early on, but I'm glad that I transitioned into love and rooting for you.
Appreciate that.
I have your jersey I wear every Sunday. But,
It's actually your jersey, but we taped +1 onto the
I like that.
But no, it's been fun watching. I enjoyed texting you after games, and you know, it's been fun watching, man. I'm a fan.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Obviously.
Hell yeah, huh?
Wow.
Hey, that was a cool answer from Ben Roethlisberger, because remember, everybody just assumes that this is a movie and that humans aren't involved and that humans don't have feelings and emotions and egos and pride and everything like that. So the fact that Ben Roethlisberger, who Hall of Famer, certified,
Absolutely.
Hall of Famer, comes out and says like, yeah, I'm going to be honest, you know, I'm past it now, so I guess I can say this. Yeah, I fucking hate it, you know?
Not a fan.
Like, I'm not going to say I wanted you to fail. Kind of, though.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly, you know, if you kind of read through the tea leaves, I appreciate Ben doing this, AJ, and I like the fact that he was, like, comfortable in his own skin enough to fucking say it, and I like the fact that Kenny Pickett has somebody, seemingly, that he can call all the time about everything that he could potentially experience as the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to see Ben kind of go through his thoughts on the whole thing with Kenny coming in there. And Kenny didn't come in like, Kenny didn't push him out, didn't replace him like that. It wasn't that situation. Ben was retired, boom, Kenny comes in. But I've heard Michael Irvin say something about this in an interview years ago. He said something, yeah, when I like retired, I was done with the Cowboys. I wanted them to do terrible. I wanted them to think like, no, you need me. Like, I'm the guy. And then he said like he quickly snapped out of it. I mean, it's your buddies on the team, that your friends are coaching the team and all of that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. That's probably somewhat human nature, isn't it? To think like, oh no, they need me. Like that team needs me. Like, so if they do bad, you might not be cheering for them, but you might be okay with it.
The Colts, after I retired, obviously much different conversation than quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But when I retired, the Colts signed this guy. He was his name was Jeff Probably a good guy. I don't know.
Maybe.
He got a press conference, right? They gave a press conference to this guy. I never had a press conference ever, except for like when I won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award for them and the salute to service thing. But like I never did any media ever, really, which is an interesting thing, but I was never really asked to either. This dude did a full press conference and then talked about how like he never saw my film really, because he was in the NFC and I was in the AFC, doesn't really know much about me. And my immediate thought was like, fuck this guy, dude. Who is this guy? What is this? They're paying him a lot of money too. He's getting paid a good amount of money, I believe. So I wanted to go meet him. I wanted to go like shake his hand.
Right. Sure.
And he either got hurt or something happened. He wasn't at the building, but I met Rigoberto Sanchez, who was brought in from Hawaii, undrafted, and I got to talk to him, and I got to meet him, and I got to like tell him some things like, hey, you should be thinking this right now, right? Boom, yeah. You should be thinking this right now, boom, right? Yeah. You should be saying this right now. Like, even if he didn't listen, he was like seemingly engaged in a conversation. And I left there, and I was like, I want this motherfucker to succeed. Like, I want this guy to do so well because just how humble he was, how hardworking he was. And I was like, why was I ever hating on anybody? Somebody was going to punt for the Colts.
Yeah.
Somebody was gonna have to kick balls for the Colts, and I bet Ben kind of realized the same thing. Like, hey, somebody is going to be taking snaps for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Has to.
Can't just hate everybody for the rest of your fucking life,